The Minnesota Innovation Initiative, or MI2, is a private-led, private-driven organization of Greater Bemidji. MI2's purpose is to serve business and industry needs through short-cycle applied learning. We train three types of people: incumbent workers who are already employed, people trying to enter or re-enter the workforce, and high school students.
Welcome to MI2. So we're just going to do a really quick tour of the facility here. It's easy to talk about something, but when you see what's actually happening, it'll help make more sense. So regardless of where you are in your career and they've sent you to training, we'll all start here at what's called mechanical fab. So we're going to learn basic hand tools, what a screwdriver does, what a mallet does, all of that fun stuff. So everybody starts here. So we deal with high schoolers, people in industry already, and emergent workers. So if someone decides they want to change their career and they want to try something different, we start everyone here. So before you even come into our lab, you'll have several online lessons to do before you come in. So you get the theory and the hows and the whys, and then you'll come in here and you'll put your hands on stuff and you'll prove to me that you understood what's going on with those online lessons. Aside from basic hand tools and assembly, we'll also be dealing with pneumatics here. So pistons, directional control valves, schematics, all of that fun stuff. So just the thing is all of our lessons, they'll stack on each other. So you'll more than likely be recalling something from the prior lesson. So it's not a do one lab, forget about it, because you're going to have to keep those lessons in the back of your mind. So after that, we go to our AC/DC lab, which is probably the most practical for everyday use, right? So you learn how to wire up lights and switches and know what capacitors and resistors do. So for everyday life, this makes sense, right? How you wire things up here in this lab is no different than you would wire things up anywhere else. The only thing that's different is the scale of what you're wiring. So we get to learn and understand and take the mystery, hopefully, out of electricity. If you don't know how to use a multimeter, you're going to learn really quick for this particular lab, which is a great skill even at your house. Also electrically, we have what's called a rotating electric machines lab, and you'll mount several different motors and put them under the same load and see how they perform. So that way we get a better idea of why certain motors are picked for certain tasks within our industry. Next, we will also go into our hydraulics lab. So there's three different levels of hydraulics. You'll get your basic, then intermediate, and then we'll tie it all together with electrical fluid power. So we'll take electrical relays and have them do the work that we were doing manually. So we won't actually need to touch the switches or the handles. All the electrical stuff gets handled by the relays, timers, and push buttons. We'll also do what's called the mechanical drives lab. So you'll mount a motor, you'll connect shafts and gears and belts. So it's a big giant erector set is what it is. It's actually a pretty fun lab, and if you haven't already, you'll get to learn how to laser line these things, which is a pretty good lesson if you've never used it before. We also deal with motor control stuff. So again, we're dealing with electricity, and some of you may not be electricians, but now we're helping everybody get on the same page. So as mechanics, we may call something one thing, and electricians call it another thing. But here we get on the same page. So we're dealing with contactors, overload stations. We have PLCs. On the other side, we have VFDs. So you'll hook a motor up, or lights, and we'll have scenarios, and you've got to try and figure out how to get those things to work within the parameters that are set by the lesson. And then we'll take it all the lessons you've learned prior. So there are 10 lessons before you get to our capstone. So everything you've dealt with within our labs gets tied in right here. So I have 250 ways to break this machine, and you need to tell me what's wrong with it. So right now it looks a little intimidating, but once you've advanced through all of our courses, this will look and feel, and it will start to make sense for you as a technician. So everything we know in industry is process driven, so the more you know about that process, this becomes so much easier. Our overarching goal here at MI2 is to become not only better troubleshooters, but now that you've been exposed to the things that you may not work at as your regular job, you understand what's happening. So you can talk more intelligently to the person that's actually going to be repairing that machine, if it's not you yourself. And sometimes you may work in conjunction with an electrician, or if you're an electrician, you may work with a mechanic. So this way, both of you understand what's happening on both sides of that machine. Like I said, it's a really quick tour, and I hope this clarifies some things for you, for those of you who are considering taking these courses. But that's all I got for today. Thanks for stopping by.